All right, good morning. And how are we doing this morning? Okay, my name is Rappreacher, the Rap Boss, Christ Boy with Christ Swag. I'm a student of the Spirit of Truth. And today I would want to notify us on this reconciling notification that states the praying life of an indestructible superstar. A praying life of an indestructible superstar with super gift. You know, as an indestructible superstar, it is important to know that there's no how, there's no way you can succeed in accomplishing the purpose you've been called to accomplish as an indestructible superstar when you're not prayerful. You need prayer in your personal life, you need prayer in your ministry as an indestructible superstar, you see. Because one of the things you must understand is that when the indestructible lyrical Messiah proposes you for anything, the devil will always attack you. So it is through prayer that we attack the devil. It is through prayer that we nullify his powers. It is through prayer we disenchant his enchantment. It is through prayer that we boomerangs his wicked arrows. So when you are not prayerful as an indestructible superstar with super gifts, you can be rest assured that you are not powerful, because a prayerful, indestructible superstar with super gift is a powerful, indestructible superstar with super gift. There's no how you can ever win in this world when you are not prayerful. And it's through prayer we generate the power. You can't win. Those that win in the ways of life are powerful people. The people in the dark dome praise. The people in the light dome ought to pray. That is why the indestructible Messiah said, men ought to pray and not to faint. You know, sometimes we don't understand the fact that principle governs so many things. And the indestructible Messiah, he is an observer of principles. Remember what he said? He said, Father, let your will be done. Not my will, but let your will be done. He obeyed the principle, irrespective of how he felt at that particular point in time. He still obeyed. He still obeyed. Prayer is a principle. You know, sometimes some of us, we are like, oh, we don't want to pray because we feel like we're not doing the right thing. We feel like, oh, we don't want to pray because we feel like we're not righteous enough to pray. No, 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 no. Prayer is a righteous principle that when you observe it, it will work for you, irrespective of whether you're obedient to other righteous principles, because the principle you discover is the principality you conquer. So if you observe the principle of prayer, irrespective of the fact whether you observe other righteous principles, the principle of prayer will always be there. Are you getting it? Sometimes when we become indestructible superstars, we want to change rapidly. No, you don't change rapidly. Life is a gradual process. So the principles you can obey for now, obey it and keep praying, because it's still through prayer that you can be able to obey most of the principles that you are not obeying. As a matter of fact, there is no how you can be able to obey spiritual principles when you don't involve in prayers. Imagine someone who wants to be righteous before he prays. How can you even be righteous when you're not prayerful? So it takes prayer for you to be righteous. Because as an indestructible superstar with super gift, you're expected to live a righteous life. And you can only achieve that through prayers. So that's why you say, oh, men ought to pray. And which I'm translating to tell you that, oh, the indestructible lyrical messiahs with superstars with super gift ought to pray and not to faint. So you got to pray. You got to pray to be inspired, to continuously inspire, to be inspired, to continuously being inspired is totally dependent on your praying life. Don't forget, a prayerful, indestructible superstar with super gift is a powerful, indestructible superstar with super gift. I'm an example of what prayer is capable of doing. I have a lot of family members who would have destroyed me. I have a lot of friends who would have destroyed me. I have a lot of fans who would have destroyed me. I have a lot of enemies who had made up their mind to destroy me. But through prayers, I'm standing and I'm standing today. Yes. Through prayer, I'm still standing. A lot of things has happened to me that was a complete attack on my destiny. But through prayers, I'm still here. How you getting me? Still doing what I was called and gifted for. So as an indestructible superstar with super gift, don't ever downplay on prayers. Don't ever downplay on it. Don't ever downplay on it. Cultivate that habit of praying. Cultivate that habit of praying. You know, prayers makes you live a glorious life. It helps you to live a glorious life. A prayerful person is a glorious person. A prayerful indestructible superstar with super gift is a glorious indestructible superstar with super gift. You must cultivate it. Don't behave like other superstars with super gift. You're not other superstars with super gift. You're different. You're different. You're an indestructible superstar with super gift. Your indestructibility is completely and totally dependent on your praying life. Without a prayerful life of an indestructible superstar with super gift, he is absolutely destructible. So you got to always pray. You got to always pray. Don't forget, the indestructible lyrical Messiah leads by example. He prayed. He kept praying. And he instructed us to pray. You can't be above the principle that formed you. He has set a principle in motion. All you need to do is to obey. And you see the efficacy of it. So you got to pray, 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 pray. Pray, pray. If only you know. If only you know. For instance, you might think you're very successful. Yeah, you might think you're very successful somehow, but then I tell you, if you're successful now, I can assure you the success you would have achieved when you're prayerful cannot be compared with the success you have achieved now. That means if you're successful now without praying, that means if you are 50% successful without praying, that means you should have been 200% successful with praying. So the devil makes you feel like, oh, I was able to achieve this without praying. So what? No, that means that, oh, the indestructible Messiah actually wanted you to be 250% successful, but you are 50% successful without praying. Imagine how successful you would be when you obey the principle of praying. You've got to pray, brother. You've got to pray, sister. You've got to pray, mommy. You've got to pray, daddy. You've got to pray. You've got to pray. You got to pray. Teach your kids to pray. Teach your teenagers to pray. Teach your youth to pray. Teach everyone to pray. Prayer is important. As an indestructible superstar with super gift, you can't do without prayer. You can't. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's a kingdom habit you must cultivate. If you must always win, then you must always pray. Thank you. God bless you. I remember Rappreacher the rap boss, Christ boy with Christ work, student of the spirit of truth. You know whose time it is. Thank you.